Yo, what's good, my good people? Wigmade 912 back in your area. We're back with another live. We're gonna go and get to it. Just giving a little time, for people to pull up. But y'all let me know in the comments, man, if y'all can hear me just fine so I can make sure we good to go. We'll do a quick mic check. We got some stuff that I can't make up coming up. Y'all know I can't be making this stuff up, man. The world is a crazy place. I am not making up this stuff that I be talking about. I wouldn't even try to bamboozle y'all like that. Okay, y'all can hear me? Good. So salute, let me make sure I shout out. Salute to Chocolate Candy Lady. Salute to Musa Braun, Jimmy McFly TV. Y'all make sure y'all check out Jimmy McFly TV, man. I think he trying to put together a little something, man. Support the homie. Andrea Smith, salute to you. David Johnson, salute to you. Spread the word, Love Lace, Miss J. Who else we got in here, man? Carl Belton. I'm just naming the people that I be knowing always be in here. Susan Sago. Salute to my homie Big Red Juke Martin. Salute to you, brother. I see you as the first one pull up on me. I know you rocks with me. Drive safe on that road, brother. Know how it is out there. Go get that money, but definitely be safe. Sheree Basie, salute to you. Salute My Opinion 2.0. Yes, sir. So we got most stuff going on, a little bit about these police, man. And in case I don't want y'all to get tired of the police talk, but right now we at a time where we gotta call these folks out, man. I gotta keep my feet on their neck because I'm tired of all the excuses. I'm tired of the no accountability. I'm tired of them throwing rocks, hiding their hands. I'm tired of seeing people getting beat down, whether they're white or black. And the police, there's a whole different set of rules for police officers. I'm tired of that crap. It's sickening. That's all we seeing on our television. Everybody always talking about, well, all police ain't bad. Well, it damn so seems like y'all are willing to cover up anything bad that y'all do. Y'all can't sit here and tell me all y'all are good. Y'all ain't never doing nothing wrong. But if we constantly see black people stealing, black people killing, black people doing this and this and that, the world starts to look at us like, hey, y'all as a whole, it might not be all the black people, but the ones that we're seeing in front of our screen, the one that the ones that we encounter, we're seeing the thugs, we're seeing the gangbangers, we're seeing this and that. Y'all, they start grouping all us together. Well, it's the same thing when it comes to the police. When we see police stealing and killing and beating down and having sex on the job, we understand that they're human just like us. But these are people that they're giving passes to when they do the same thing we do as regular citizens. We lose our whole life. We lose our freedom. We lose our kids. We lose everything, our jobs. We lose everything when we make mistakes. And I ain't saying that they can't make mistakes, but see, when they take that oath and uphold the law, and then you break the same law and the oath, and then you get to walk away scot-free. You get to go home and be with your kids. You get to go home and be with your husband or wife, your loved ones, while there's a family crying because they got a loved one locked up. They got a loved one that's dead. And then all you have to say is, well, they resisted. They didn't listen to me. They did. They was laughing when they got in the car. Any of these dumb excuses that we keep hearing. And we supposed to just be fine with losing our loved ones and all that. But they'll say the same thing every time. They'll say, well, I want to make sure I go home to my family. How about we go home to our family also? But, I ain't going to rant too much about the police situation. We got more than just police situations on this show today. Couple of police situations, a couple of data teacher moments. But the first story I want to get into is a story that has nothing to do with police officers. It's just a story that I just wanted to bring to the attention of anybody that's trying to move to New York. Do we have anybody in here that live in New York? Do we have any New Yorkers in the chat? have any New Yorkers in the chat? If we do, speak up. I don't want to offend y'all New Yorkers. Yep, if you cover up for other crimes, you're just as bad as the police officer. I totally agree with that. But yeah, do we have any New Yorkers in the chat? Because y'all got a serious problem going on in New York. It's not the crime. Well, the crime is a serious problem also. But outside of the crime, outside of the politicians, outside of stuff like that, y'all got a serious rat problem. And I ain't talking about 6ix9ine. Y'all got a serious rat problem. To the point where the rats are worse than the car thieves. Because you got rats around there that's eating up people's car, under people's car hoods, where they coming out, they realizing their car ain't running no more. It's because a damn rat done been in there eating up their stuff. I'm gonna play this this video that I found. I want to see what y'all think. Fair use.
Be denounced in a category shared by hundreds of other New Yorkers, a victim of rats living under the hood of her car and gnawing on wires. As we viewing her, a complete stranger stopped to share his rat story.
I'm not supposed to build over my engine. Oh man, and then it picked up the battery to my wire. That takes 3 after that.
Denault didn't know what the problem was with her Toyota Prius until she took it in to her mechanic in Bed-Stuy.
That it was a sensor wire that had been chewed through by a rat. They saw a whole little mess of droppings and different kind of bedding. I didn't realize that there was rats in my car, so that was surprising and a little gross.
This cell phone video taken on East 95th Street in Yorkville shows rats in the tire and on top of it. And yes, it's daylight. In fact, that's where I parked overnight a few months ago when the wires in my 2022 Jeep Wrangler were ripped apart. David Goldsmith, who runs Urban Classic.
So hold up, man. Y'all dealing with this like that in New York, man. But y'all coming outside. The rats ain't only in y'all house. Y'all having to come outside thinking that you on your way to work. Look under your hood and find out that a rat that ate up your stuff. This is what y'all dealing with. This is a whole different problem than crime. Yeah, this is a whole different kind of crime problem. I thought the games was the problem. It seemed like the biggest game in New York are the rats. Salute, try. Steady grinding, salute. It seemed like the biggest gang in New York is the rats. And I ain't talking about the 6ix9ines. Salute, La, salute, Dipple D. Man, this is sad, man. I feel bad for y'all New Yorkers. I ain't lying.
My 2022 Jeep Wrangler were ripped apart. David Goldsmith, who runs Urban Classic, says his mechanics see all kinds of evidence of rats.
We'll see chicken bones. We'll see, McDonald's wrappers, half-eaten hamburger.
And while the issue of rats in cars first grabbed headlines during the pandemic, Goldsmith says it's still happening, even in vehicles moved every day.
The wires are coated now with a soy-based insulation. So that also kind of rats, they're looking for things to gnaw on. They go for the wires.
So what can you do if you're a street parker?
Mechanics say you can try putting mothballs under your hood or using peppermint sprays. You can buy them online. And
My bad, y'all. I'm gonna rewind it back just a little bit. I just realized I didn't have the picture.
Mothballs are.
I just realized I didn't have the
Mechanics
picture.
see all kinds of evidence.
Look at this, y'all.
And a little gross.
This cell phone video taken on East 95th Street in Yorkville.
Look at the rat, y'all. Look at that joker. Man, look at that joker. He just hey, he just about to jump in somebody's shit. Hitchhike him a ride. Salute one life. Look at him. This is amazing. Glad I don't live in New York. Wow, y'all. So you in New York, don't park your car on the side of that road. Look at this rat, man. Big old joker, too.
Shows rats
Look at him.
in
He
the
just jumped right. It's already one in there. So the other one called him up there. The other one like, hey, bro, check this out, bro. Hey, I'm down here on 31st Street in Brooklyn, man. I don't know the streets around there, y'all. I don't know. But the rat like, hey, bro, I'm over here on 31st Street. I found some food. I found this lady, she leaving McDonald's in her car. Yeah, she got Popeyes in the car. Yeah, the rats finding food everywhere. They up here tearing up your brake line. What you think they nibbling on in that tire right there? They nibbling on the brake line. Salute to Big Energy. That's amazing. And they got a nerve to pick on country folks. We ain't got them kind of problems down here in the country. We definitely ain't got them problems down here in Florida. Now we got the lizard problems now. You open your door now, one of them lizards will run in your house real quick. My old lady scared to death of them things, because she's from South Carolina. So they ain't got them lizards in South Carolina like they got down here in Florida. The first time she started seeing them lizards, one of them lizards got in our house, oh man, she lost her mind. Yeah, that's what you got to worry about in Florida. But I'd rather worry about those lizards than these rats.
And on top of it. And yes, it's daylight. In fact, that's where I parked overnight a few months ago when the wires in my...
Look at that. Those jokers getting under your hood. See, this will make you have to come out like every couple of hours and just crank your car up. Try to get their ass caught up in that heat. But look at that. How can you, like, you coming outside, you don't know what's going on in your car. You could probably fix the basic stuff. But when they done chewed on crucial wires to your car, man, that can give you some serious problems. A damn rat making you miss work. Salute, Mom Boss.
2022 Jeep Wrangler were ripped apart. David Goldsmith, who runs Urban Classic, says his mechanics see all kinds of evidence of rats.
We'll see chicken bones. We'll see, McDonald's wrappers, half-eaten hamburger.
Hold on. How is that a sign of a rat? Chicken bones. You telling me the rat eating chicken? So the rat cleaning off the chicken bones. They eating whole burgers. I remember seeing a rat on TV dragging a big ass pizza. Say, tell her I'm with her on that shit. Them lizards, boy. They something serious.
And while the issue of rats in cars first grabbed headlines during the pandemic, Goldsmith says it's still happening, even in vehicles moved every day.
See, that's your problem right there. Bags of trash on the street. Nowhere to park. This is why I couldn't stay in New York. I know it's a city of opportunity and everything. This is why I couldn't stay in New York. First of all, y'all stay too close to each other. They started coating the cars with soybean oil in the mid-70s, and now rats eating them. Yeah, that's kind of what she was saying too. Yeah, you got to put some rat traps. Man, if I seen this and I knew it was a problem, I would just go get me some rat liquid food or something like that and just blow that shit all over my wires under my hood. I guess that's what you got to do. Just blow it all under all the wires under the hood, all that.
During the pandemic, Goldsmith says...
Look at all them rats, y'all. Y'all see all them rats in there? Like, you gotta look good to see them moving around. I see 1, 2, I see at least 4.
It's still happening, even in vehicles moved every day.
Wires are coated now with a soy-based insulation. So,
that's what you just said, too. Somebody had just said that. They started, savage reaction. Salute to Set. Set it ground, salute to you. Yeah. You had just said that, too.
That also kind of rats, they're looking for things to gnaw on. They go for the wires.
So what can you do if you're a street parker?
Mechanics say you can try putting mothballs under your hood or using peppermint sprays. You can buy them online and you're supposed to spray it about once a week.
But Matt Diodato, an exterminator for nearly 4 decades, warns mothballs are not a guarantee.
And I've seen rats pick up the mothball and move it because it was an irritant.
Diodato says you should inspect.
So the rat man say the mothballs don't work to hit the rat. I'm like, man, I'm not about to eat this junk. Get this junk out of my way. The rat just throw the mothball out the way. Oh man. Now you got to get some peppermint spray. Spray peppermint spray. It's New York rat takeover. That's amazing, y'all.
Your surroundings before leaving your car in any spot.
First thing you can do is come out of your car and look for a burrow.
So when you get home from work, you not only got to watch for robbers, you got to watch for, police, whatever it is you got to watch for in New York. You're cold and all that. Now you got to dig through snow, look through your flowers and all that, look for rat holes before you park your car. Just so rats won't eat up. Man, y'all just move, bro. Just move. Just move. Unless you got like a super good job. If you ain't got some super good career or something, man, just move. It ain't even worth it. That don't make no darn sense. They run around New York like cats and dogs. When I was in New York, I ain't see none. Maybe they was hiding because I was there, but I ain't see none. I was in Brooklyn, but maybe I wasn't there long enough. I was there for a week. You gotta watch out. Hell, the gangs ain't what you gotta watch out for. You gotta watch out for the rats.
Burrows around the tree, don't leave your car there. Second thing is garbage.
This is what a rat burrow looks like in a tree bed, about a fist size. Diodato says also never park directly over a sewer grate.
And they usually pop up out of there too. If your car's right above it and they feel the warmth, they'll go right into the block.
And Goldsmith says check under your hood often. If you see feces or food, get it cleaned immediately.
Oh, my bad, y'all. I got that.
He says it will attract more rodents.
And they go, it looks like home for somebody, so they go up in there.
As for Libby, unfortunately, it looks like the rats are back already.
I think it's frustrating. I think New York is one of the biggest cities in the world, and it's the fact that we can't manage the way that we treat garbage on the streets.
Recordings just
right. Y'all need to do something about that. Y'all got too much money in New York to be sitting here getting bullied by some rats. I ain't lying. That don't make no darn sense. Y'all out here getting bullied by rats. Man. But anyway, I can't make this stuff up, man. I cannot make this stuff up. Got a rat takeover. A rat takeover in New York. But anyway, man, let's get on to our next topic. Y'all know I can't make this stuff up, and we have a lot of stuff that I cannot make up. Let me see what's the next one I want to go to. Well, what is next one, y'all? It's a little disturbing, I ain't gonna lie. It's a little bit disturbing because most of us, we got kids and we send our kids to school, to get an education. And with already the violence that's going on in schools and all that, the last thing we want to find out is that a teacher is doing sexual things, even if it's in his personal space. We still don't want our kids to be exposed to it. Salute Tanya 52. Now, in this next story that I cannot make up, we got a teacher that got caught beating his meat in his classroom. I can't make this up. Y'all know I ain't lying. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I am not gonna lie to y'all. Why would I lie to y'all? Why would I lie to y'all? Y'all know if I tell you something, I'm gonna bring you the information about it too. Teacher inappropriate behavior in empty classroom seen by students. So while he was in there beating his meat, the students happened to pass by and they caught him in the act. Yeah, they caught him in the act. They caught him. They looked in the window and seen him going to town. Boy, he probably was mad because he ain't get off yet, and they done caught him. Y'all know I ain't making it up. You can't make this stuff up. If I had to make something up, I wouldn't have made that up. Well, let's get into the story. Here we go. The Jack and teacher. Yeah, don't touch the chalk or the eraser. When you go in the classroom, don't touch none of that teacher stuff.
The report, how can I say, pleasuring himself at the school with children watching.
Hold on, let me go back to the beginning. I want to make sure we catch it from the very beginning.
According to the report, how can I say, pleasuring himself at the school with children watching. Obviously, I'm not going to show the video, but I will show the screenshot. Here it is. That's all I can show.
Now look what they see. What we see at Jonesboro. So you know we in a phone era, right? So anytime somebody catch you lacking, they gonna take a picture. They gonna record it. They gonna put you on the internet. So they ain't just say, because if this was back in the day, they were just like, hey, we seen the salute 21 dance, salute Tiffany Renee. If it was back in the day, they're just like, hey man, we seen the teacher doing something inappropriate. And people he could deny it. And they ain't got no evidence, so they probably like, nah, we ain't gonna fire him or whatever. But right here, you got the evidence. As y'all looking on the screen, they caught this rabbit in the act. He done got comfortable in the classroom too. He done took off his shirt and everything. This rabbit done took off his shirt and everything, y'all. I got that little daiquiri here, y'all. I ain't drinking no hard liquor right now. Me and my lady, we just drinking some wine and daiquiri right now. But yeah, this rabbit got caught, but he got his shirt off. Look at him, y'all. Hold on, let me blow this up a little bit. Y'all gonna think I'm lying. Of course, we can't show the video. I don't want to see the video anyway, not the full video. Look at the rabbit, y'all. And they're going to work. He should catch an assault charge. For what he's doing right now. In them folks' school. Like, bro, what was you thinking? Like, at least go in the bathroom or something. You know what I'm saying? Don't be in your classroom like cover up your classroom window, lock the doors, something. He just comfortable in there, y'all. He got too comfortable. And I showed my old lady this before I did the live on it, right? And so while I was showing her this, she gave me a story about, because she used to work for the post office. So she gave me a story about there was this guy that used to work with them, and he got caught jacking off like in people's parking lot. Like he's supposed to be delivering mail. He out there in the parking lot choking his chicken. And one of the customers reported him. They're like, yeah, man, every day he out there in the car jerking off. And she finally, I think she said they finally recorded him. So he couldn't deny it. So the message to this, y'all, don't shake people's hands that you don't know. You don't know what people be doing on their private time, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what people be doing on their private time. I should let my old lady come in here and give y'all that story, because he was funny as hell when she told me. Dude, I know it's the appropriate thing to, when you see people, to shake their hand. Don't be shaking folks' hands, y'all. Because you don't know what them folks been doing with their hands. Look at this wagon, man, going to town on himself in these folks' schools.
Despicable. Let's keep the picture up. Jonesboro High School. This is in the state of Georgia. A teacher is now under investigation.
Jonesboro High School, so that's South Atlanta. That's from where Young Thug and all that from. Jonesboro, Georgia. Damn, I hate it had to be in my home state. That's some wacky shit like this happening. Well, it's either got to be Georgia or Florida.
After video appears to show him partially nude in an empty classroom last Friday, touching himself. Okay?
I wonder why he had to get naked like that. Like, he could have went over there and jerked off. He didn't have to take off all his clothes. He could have went and got under the desk and, you know what I'm saying, really, you know, did his thing or whatever. But probably what made it so obvious to the students, because you in there with your shirt off, he in there making love to himself. He ain't just jerking off, he in there making love. Yeah, man, he in there loving himself. There ain't nothing wrong with self-love, but dang.
Touching himself. The student who captured the video says, what we see, Jonesboro, crying, laughing emoji. Bro was in the class. What the hell? Crying, laughing emoji. The student suggesting the teacher was touching himself. The Clayton County School District has the video and released the following statement. Clayton County Public School is aware of an alleged incident involving inappropriate behavior by an educator. District leaders are investigating this matter and will determine appropriate actions as well as all details learned. As this is an active investigation, the district will not offer any additional comments. Well, you know who will offer additional comments? People like this. It's called a parent. Concerned parent.
Oh yeah, you know, she look like she ain't playing the radio. Yeah, she looking like, oh hell nah. That's just a white dude too? Oh hell nah. Oh hell nah.
Parent of 3, Letitia Boggs, was stunned when seeing the video, discovering it on her daughter's Instagram Monday morning. Immediately questioning her daughter about it, Ms. Boggs said her child told her the video was recorded during the lunch hour through a classroom door window.
So this rabbit can't wait to after school hours. I might can kind of understand if he would have did this, if this would have been after school hours. You know what I'm saying? He like, man, I done had a hard day. He done been looking at everybody, I guess. Maybe he like some young girls or something. I don't know what his excuse is. I might have could have understood if it was after hours. This rabbit beating his meat during lunchtime hours. You got classes that's supposed to be coming after lunch, bro. How can you not think that somebody could possibly walk in on you?
The child said several students witnessed the alleged act. And then to hear not only that my girls were actually there at that time that it happened, Bob said they were actually witnessing it as it happened. Now, naturally, the person...
They little hot ass sat right there and watched it. Mr. Jones, nasty. I watched that old ass man beat off till he came. To a nasty little so-and-so. Wait till he gets home.
Should be arrested immediately for actions viewed by those children and doing what he did. Renee Robinson, Miss Robinson, another parent, said videos don't lie. I agree with you, madam. You see him on the camera. You know it's this teacher. There's no way that this child can go back to school and see the same person. Makes sense to me.
Yeah, it makes sense to me too, because if my daughter done seen you doing that, I'm not sending my daughter back to the same school where you got a jacking teacher. Nah, my daughter ain't going back to the jacking teacher school. Sorry.
Parents are upset that school officials did not immediately notify them about the alleged incident and said their children told them the teacher was at the school Monday. Now, I'm going to say something for full transparency here. I know the good people in the Clayton County school system. I know members of the board for the school system. I have spoken at many graduations inside of the Clayton County school system. During that time, the superintendent was a man named Dr. Beasley. Dr. Beasley is no longer there. Here's your interim. I don't know you.
Oh man. Damn, black folks, we gotta take the L for this. I don't think he black, he look Indian. But geez Louise. I hope he ain't about to say this man knew about this.
Dr. Anthony W. Smith. I would like to know you one day in a more positive manner. Today, we're going to get real familiar in a different way. You know good and damn well that teacher should be arrested right now. You know good and damn well this teacher likely did not do this for the first time. Let's be 100.
I agree with him there. He should be arrested, indecent exposure. He should be fired. That should be, make sure that's on his record. So we don't have these repeated offenses anymore. But if you're not gonna fire him, okay, let him stay. Because them kids gonna make sure his ass get up out of there. They gonna roast him so hard. I wish you would leave this dude here for the kids to sit there and finish him off. Them kids gonna roast his ass so hard he gonna quit. we see you jacking out. Oh, jacking ass. Man, they gonna name him something. He gonna have a name. He gonna be on his head. Yeah, they gonna be on his head. But anyway, man, I just want to bring that to y'all. Of course, y'all know I can't make no crap like that up, y'all. I cannot make no stuff like that up. But we gonna get on to the next topic of something that I can't make up. If you from the South, though, if y'all from the South, you probably know, you're probably familiar with the Waffle House. After the club, the Waffle House is someplace that can be very beneficial because there ain't nothing open. But it can be very deadly too. Right now, the Waffle House is just like it's like going to the second club. And our people have been like, even though we probably don't own the Waffle House, we just stay tearing these people Waffle Houses up. Now it's embarrassing to kind of look at this next video because you don't never see your white folks doing this type of shit. It's always our black folks. I always want to fuck up something good. And the Waffle House is a good thing. I mean, it's hard to find food 3 o'clock in the morning after the club that's affordable. And it's hard to find food, period, at 3 o'clock in the morning. Unless it's McDonald's. Ain't too many people open all night. They got variety. But going to the wrong Waffle House in the South, like if you go to the Waffle House in Brunswick, don't take your ass to the Waffle House in Brunswick at the club hours. Because I'm pretty sure one of these videos that we about to look at right now, one of them probably was in Brunswick. Guaranteed. I can tell you they definitely in Atlanta. The ones in Atlanta are deadly to go to. So why are they saying late night brawls? They sending a string of late night brawls breaking out at Waffle House. And they're wondering why. I can tell you why. There's a bunch of niggas that keep congregating at the Waffle House looking for something. A lot of times it be females, to be honest. I used to have an ex that I'm talking about, man, this is what we used to get into it all about. I mean, she used to work at a strip club. Every night after she done been at that strip club, wilding out, she want to stop at this Waffle House. And shit always popped off at that Waffle House. She always seen the bitches she don't like. And go up.
They serve more than 200 million customers a year. And since Waffle House is open 24/7, if you've got the munchies, they're...
Now, I want y'all ain't got to be worried about what this white lady talking about. I want y'all to watch the behavior of these niggas. Yeah, ain't no Waffle House across the state stays after 2 p.m., 2 a.m. What? Look at the monkeys. Look at the monkeys behind her, y'all.
200 million.
Look at the monkeys behind her. This girl ran up there, and we about to see a whole bunch of monkey shit, y'all. I'm talking about y'all brace yourself for the most embarrassing monkey shit you ever gonna see out of your feet. So don't say I ain't warned you.
A year. And since
but look at this one monkey right here.
24/7. If you've got the munchies, they're there to feed you. But Waffle House is
oh shit! Hold on. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? Tell me y'all saw that. Y'all know I gotta spin that back.
Waffle House is open 24/7. If you've got the munchies, they're there to feed you. But Waffle House is sometimes Waffle House is open 24.
She fell right over that counter, y'all.
7. If you've got the munchies,
watch it, y'all. Yeah,
they're
that
there to
big
feed
and bad.
you. But
lost her footing. You know she fell straight on her face. That's a teacher. And she felt that in the morning. She didn't feel it right then, but she probably was drunk. But she definitely was gonna feel that in the morning. Salute Annie Johnson. What you say there? What's happening, everyone? Okay.
Waffle House is sometimes the scene of some pretty wild moments late at night. Lisa Guerrero went.
Hey, and then she got over that counter. That white lady gave her the business. Hey, did that white lady start giving her no hands when she got over that counter? Look, y'all. Damn, what the white lady talking about? These niggas is hilarious. Why did the white lady start giving her no hands when she got over there?
The scene of some pretty wild moments late at night. Lisa Guerrero.
They giving her the beats back there. Yeah, you done ran your ass back there. That white girl started giving her the beats. Hey, that white girl wasn't playing, and you messing with a white girl that work at the Waffle House. She probably from the trailer park. You know what I mean? She ain't new to no fight. Yeah. You came your ass back there, thought you was gonna just wreck some shit. You already done failed like the gate.
24/7.
You could have just walked around like a normal person. It probably could have, had a better chance. But you gonna fall back here?
Waffle House is sometimes the scene of some pretty wild
moments. Next time, look at it. Oh, girl, the black girl back there. Hey, the white girl started beating her immediately. White girl started beating her immediately. Like, fuck it, you ain't even getting up. Boom, look at it. Boy, y'all seen that? Look. Look how the white girl hit her. That'll teach it.
But Waffle House is sometimes the scene of some pretty wild moments late at night.
That white girl hit her. Bam. Ooh. Now look at this. Look at this monkey tree right here. Now look what we got here. They all behind these folks' counter and everything. Salute Dr. D. They just wilding out all kind of ways right here. But hey, salute to the Waffle House workers, boy. Waffle House must get their workers straight out of the chain gang. Cause we just seen the white girl, boom, 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 boom. Now watch this Waffle House worker back there. He just bam a nigga. Watch the Waffle House worker. Put that nigga airborne.
Waffle House boom, gone wild.
Boom, boom. Boy, these white boy Waffle House workers, stop playing with these white boy Waffle House workers. Y'all think these white folks ain't got no hands on Waffle House?
Answers why.
White folks still know. Y'all niggas coming there acting up.
Waffle House.
White boy that bang you out.
House
white boy. Look at him. Look at him.
Wild.
Boom. Boom.
Crazy scene.
2 people. Teacher, you didn't think you was going back there to get your ass whooped. Yeah, I keep jumping on them folks back there at Waffle House, man. Them folks putting hands on
like
you.
this are playing out at
Now look, another Waffle House worker again. Somebody that work. Yeah, I don't just work for Waffle House.
houses across the
Y'all,
U.S.
man, folks that sit here having to work at Waffle House all day, bro, they got built up anger. They got built up anger, so they gonna whip your ass. You coming there with that wabbitry. Salute, Kemet the Kush. So the Waffle House workers 3-0 so far, y'all.
Now it's gone wild.
White boy putting hands. Now look at the black dude from Waffle House.
Seems like
Hands,
this
hands,
are playing
hands,
out at
hands. The cook, nigga. Salute the boss, man. We see the cook putting hands on niggas. Man, get your food, go home.
Waffle houses
Get your food, go home.
across the USA.
Uh-oh, here go another one. Here go another. Did he just drag that bitch? He got this.
Are playing out at Waffle House across the USA.
Look, y'all. We got another Waffle House worker that got to drag a broad out the stove. He had to lift her up upside down. This is what these folks having to deal with. These folks need a raise. Man, see, yeah, I agree with you, One Life. See, you come back there while I'm cooking and all that stuff like that, I'm throwing everything hot at you. I'm throwing this hot coffee on your ass. I'm busting you in the head with, you get stabbed. How can you blame me? I'm at my place of employment. I'm doing everything I can to satisfy you. And being that people are coming in here drunk, acting a damn fool. Because they coming out of mostly coming from the club. Now he had to take this broad outside and damn tombstone my ass. Look at this shit, y'all. You shouldn't have to do this for, I don't know how much they pay at Waffle House. I know it ain't no life-changing job. I know they, you know what I'm saying, they make sure, they probably let you get some good hours or whatever. Salute, Ricardo. But your job don't pay you enough to have to do this type of stuff. You talking about the police got a dangerous job. You think the police got a dangerous job? Try having a Waffle House job 3 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday night, Friday, Saturday night, or after a concert or something. All this for honest living. You put people live in danger over a waffle, over because you feel like your food wasn't there fast enough, or because you didn't want no ice in your orange juice and they put ice in your orange juice. Same way they treat the McDonald's workers. Then get all mad when they say, hey man, get them folks a raise. So they gotta deal with y'all folks bullshit.
Waffle House is one of the nation's largest fast food chains with more than 1,900 locations in 25 states. But the 24-hour chain and its huge yellow signs have become infamous for rowdy late-night crowds and all-out brawls.
It gets pretty vicious in a Waffle.
Now this is a Waffle House worker. You know what I'm saying? This girl, like, she ain't got all the she's just taking the opportunity just to work a hard working job. I mean, an honest living.
Waffle House.
Haley Booth, aka.
Now look at what we got here. Some more niggas here. This is why those folks had to put the chairs in that motherfucker that just stuck to the ground. Cause you put loose chairs in there, then you got weapons like this that want to start throwing chairs at you. Salute, Marty Smith. So you never been to a Waffle House? You from the South, Marty Smith? And they only in 25 states, but they got 1,900 stores.
Waffle House went.
This woman that threw a chair to hit two people.
Became an
And this just bullying. Because see, this man, he ain't trying to be confrontational or none of that. This
overnight
is just black
sensation.
people bullying.
When video of this late night brawl went viral online.
And this that them females jumping all over the damn counter, coming all across the counter, falling off the counter, and then getting beat up by all the Waffle House employees.
Right there, deflecting a metal chair hurled at her by an angry customer.
All I did was just pick up my arms to stop it from hitting me in the face.
Watch as the customer throws not one, not two, but 3 chairs at Haley, who says working the overnight.
And I don't know what's going on right here. I don't know what's going on right here. I don't know who the drunk one is. I don't know who started this. Neither one of them are Waffle House employees. And I don't even know how he just got this big dude on the ground like that. I don't know if he was power driving him or he was slamming him. But this here, and this here, just ratchetness for no reason.
Customer throws not one, not two.
And she just regular with it. She hitting regular dudes too. She throwing the damn chair at them. Imagine having to deal with this type of female coming in there and you just trying to work this stuff. But I would have quit on the spot. I would have walked to the back and like, hey, I quit. Go here, swap me out, send me my check. I ain't signed up for all this.
2, but 3.
I mean, that chair, man, I'm still in Waffle House.
3 chairs at Haley, who
Now look at what they got going on. Was that a leg move? Was that a... Boy, he just tackled big boy. I ain't trying to tackle no dude that big. They look kind of old. Both of their back fucked up in the morning. I ain't lying. Both of their back gonna be hurting in the morning.
working the overnight shift.
Boy, they hit that ground kind of hard. Look at black dude, he all over.
At Waffle House, Cant.
And I see blood already, so it done already been going down.
Be dangerous.
I hate to see how that ended up going for that white dude. I don't know what he said, but he already had his shirt off. So he already was ready to fight. And at this moment right here, yeah, that'll teach you. I don't know what you did, but brother, I don't think that he ain't turning out the best for you.
Why are so many fights breaking out inside the famous restaurant chain? To see for ourselves.
And see, this look like the Waffle House in Brunswick, to be honest. All these look
We
like.
sent a team of producers to 10 Waffle Houses. Some of the
Nah, you see a dude like that coming in, you know they are police.
busiest in the country. At this Waffle House in Atlanta, where 5 teenagers were shot and 2 people were stabbed, there's now an armed deputy standing guard. In fact,
That's a damn shame, but I mean, it's necessary. It's necessary though. And I think it's a good investment for Waffle House. I mean, you can pay an off-duty officer to do this. I mean, this job was suck for me to have to deal with this. But it is what it is.
Waffle House we visited had armed security, surveillance cameras, and even a loudspeaker warning customers they're being recorded 24/7.
This is Waffle House security monitoring and recording all activity at this location with live audio video.
James Shaw Jr.
You gotta do all this for black folks. You gotta do all this to deal with black folks. It's always going down. I walk out to Atlanta, Savannah, Brunswick. Hell, even Orlando. In certain areas of the city.
Here is known as the Waffle House hero. That shot tackling an armed gunman and throwing his assault rifle over the counter at a Waffle House in Nashville.
We hear about a mass shooting, but we never think it's going to be us.
4 customers were killed before Shaw saved the day.
What was going?
I remember this story. The man did not get enough credit. You know, I know he did it to save his own life. But you would have thought that this man would have got a Purple Heart through America. Armed gunman came through to shoot 4 people. And you fight this man, make him drop the assault rifle, save more lives, including your own. You think Waffle House gave that man a little check or something? Hell nah. I appreciate you, Miss J.
Through your mind at that moment that you were actually rushing towards him to grab the gun?
My main goal in that moment was to point the gun down and separate him from the gun.
Former police officer Leonard Sipes says most of these incidents happen late at night because Waffle House is one of the few places open to eat.
Ooh, well, we get to see how more vicious those hands was that white girl had, y'all. That white girl got uppercut. I'm talking about, in that other one, we didn't really see all the combinations she was putting. But hold on, let's slide that back again. Salute to the Waffle House white girl.
These incidents happen late at night.
She gave her everything she ordered and some. Look at her. She got a fist ball. She was waiting. And she couldn't wait till that brown jump across because she was just chilling. She was just doing her job. But she couldn't wait till that brown jumped their ass across that counter. And she was like, as long as you stay over there, you good. If you come across this counter, I got a combination that they ain't got on the menu. Yeah. She had some stuff that they didn't have on the menu. Watch this.
Because what?
Look at her. She picked her up, the beater. Look at her hand. This is slow measure. Her homegirl over there. Look at that homegirl, y'all. Look at her homegirl. Like, damn. Ain't nobody else in this shit. Everybody else, they just watching. How you done jumped your dumb over there? You done jumped your dumb ass in that water. Now you done got beat by the damn Waffle House crew. Look at the white girl. Get into the business. Boom. Boom. Uppercut. Another uppercut. Another right hook. Bam. Another hook.
You have young people congregating under the influence of drugs, under the influence of alcohol. It's a mixture.
Now you got weirdos all night, you know, out there with the
that is bound to create problems.
Man, I can't make this stuff up, man. And y'all know it's really going on. Y'all know it's really going on. Yeah, she set her friend up for that beatdown because she wasn't jumping across that damn counter. She sat right there and watched that girl jump across that counter and got her ass beat. So, let's see. Next story. All right, we're going back to these police officers. Y'all know I can't leave them alone too fast. Now, I'm going to show y'all where accountability, like I say, I don't just be trying to pick on the cops or whatever. So, if I see stories of, you know what I'm saying, them holding people accountable, I'm definitely going to report on those stories also. So, we have a story, and they probably doing this because they know the spotlight on it right now. Because there's a lot of stories that they probably don't do a damn thing.
But this next story is of a correctional officer. And even though all of this stuff is going down, you still got dumbass correctional officers and police that still find the need to continue to do stuff like violate people's rights by putting their hands on folks in all kind of ways. So we got another example of that. But there was a different result when it came to somebody moving swiftly on doing their job about it. Now, this story kind of ends funny because this is how shit always ends.
Out. One of his deputies beat an inmate. Within hours, the sheriff fired him, arrested him, and put the man in the same jail as he was a deputy just hours prior.
Now that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It shouldn't take a whole year of investigating. It shouldn't take, some kind of special investigation. We got you on video. We got you on camera. We got the witnesses. We got you. I got the evidence. This man beat to death over here, beat up, looking like he. No, you ain't about to put all this on me. I'm about to arrest you. You about to get fired. You about to get arrested, rebooked, and you're gonna be in that same jail because you broke the law just like that dude did. You had a oath to upkeep. You knew the consequences when you signed the paperwork. And you ain't about to have me not being able to feed my family because you in here with bullshit. But I would like to see this on both sides of the spectrum, on the color hues also. Because for some reason, we still see that, we see that y'all are very swift and active when it's these niggas. But for some reason, y'all ain't that swift and active when it's certain folks and it's certain departments. Because of course, we gonna see black men firing black men, black women firing black men. But when we gonna start seeing white men firing white men for these kind of acts, these groups, these Breonna Taylor task force, which is the same one that killed that 92-year-old woman in the Red Dot operation, that this lady that had something to do with Tyree Nichols, the chief that had them teams together, they killed the 92-year-old innocent woman. And going through all these unchecked systems, this police system, this blue shield, allowing these people to retire and resign, and then they can just go on to the next state and actively pursue their police career because they didn't get charged. They only got an investigation. And while their investigation is going through for a year, they still can work in police force or whatever and get up whatever they can get. They get a chance to redeem themselves, and they can just resign, go to another state, and do it all over again. Wait a couple of years, do it all over again. Then when we hear about them killing somebody, and we look into their records, you're like, well, damn, there was a whole bunch of times off of it. Because see, this would have happened to the Demetrius Haley officer, the officer who initiated that stop on Tyree Nichols. Because remember y'all. Hold on, let me. I ain't gotta tell y'all to remember. I got the video right here. I'll pull it up real quick. This is the same thing that the guy and the Tyree Nichols that pulled over Tyree Nichols and initiated all this, the one that took the 6 pictures and sent them to people and all that. This is literally the same thing he did. If they would have took action to his behavior back then and did the same thing to him, he wouldn't have been able to even be on that task force. And this is what I mean, unchecked behavior. See, this is behavior being checked. If you check it at the source.
Recently fired Memphis cops in the Nichols case faced previous accusations of excessive force while working as a guard for Shelby County's Division of Corrections. In a federal complaint filed in 2016, Demetrius Haley is accused of punching an inmate in the face, slamming his face into a sink, and throwing him to the floor. The complaint goes on to say the inmate woke up the corrections medical unit. However, the suit was dismissed by a federal judge a couple of years later, 2 years in fact before Haley got his badge with the Memphis PD.
Exactly. So they knew that there was a lawsuit out. They knew what this man was accused of doing. They had the evidence of it. And what they do? Hire him as a Memphis PD. They had a whole 2 years to address it. Well, all they needed, we getting showed that is 4 hours. Because what it said, this man had his ass arrested. And had his ass fired and rearrested within 4 hours. His ass is in the same jailhouse. And this is in Cobb County, in Georgia. If you don't know nothing about Georgia, Cobb County is like the north part of Atlanta. But this is, I think, like one of the oldest cities in Georgia or whatever. Cobb County is good old boy area. That ain't the black part of Atlanta. Put it like that.
Well played. And I'm happy to say I know the sheriff. All right, let me give you the background. Cobb County, Georgia. The sheriff, his name is Craig Mother Oliver. Announced.
Yeah, anybody named Craig, you know what I mean? They might have some integrity. I'm just saying. You know somebody.
Monday, that Deputy Jaquan Brown was fired and arrested after he beat up an inmate at the jail. Now, Deputy Brown is behind bars at the...
Now, wasn't that the same thing old boy was accused of? The exact same thing, right?
Recently fired Memphis cops in the Nichols case faced previous accusations of excessive force while working as a guard for Shelby County's Division of Corrections. In a federal complaint filed in 2016, Demetrius Haley is accused of punching an inmate in the face, slamming his face into a sink, and throwing him to the floor. The complaint goes on to say the inmate woke up the corrections medical unit. However, the suit was dismissed by a federal judge a couple of years later, 2 years in fact before Haley got his badge with the Memphis PD.
Same shit. But being that it didn't get addressed, we end up a cop that led to somebody's death. Unchecked behavior. I ain't lying.
Same jail he committed this alleged criminal assault. We will not tolerate abuse of power, the sheriff says. We will uphold laws equally and fairly, the sheriff says. Jail records show that Brown faces charges of battery and violation of oath of office. Remember when I told you about that additional charge, that violation of oath of office? You know they're serious.
That violation of oath of office. That's all they need. That's all they need.
When they charge them with violation of oath. Why? Because that stops you from being a cop. You get convicted of that one, you can never be a cop again. When they do not...
Do you hear that? When you get convicted of violating the oath, you cannot be a cop again. You cannot be all of these positions that these government officials have. and they always resign or retire and all that, and they don't have to be charged with violating the oath. You don't got to charge them with the murder. They'll charge these folks with the murder, but they won't charge them with the violating of the oath. Just in case they beat the murder, or you can still come on back. So we can't judge you on violating the oath if we don't charge you with violating the oath. Why they never charging them with violating that oath? But you see what this guy is doing? He's charging him with violating the oath. Easy, simple, took 4 hours. It didn't take a whole year of investigation. It didn't take none of that, none of this. So what we're seeing is they can do what they want to do. They can do it when they want to do it. They just choosing when they want to do it and who they want to do it for.
Not charged with violation of oath. The fix is in. Remember that? That's the code. He was charged with violation of oath of office. Very fitting. Sheriff Owens said early Saturday morning, Brown beat up an inmate.
So pretty much, he beat up an inmate. He was trying to get to another part of the jail. The deputy recruit was moving the detainee in an attempt to de-escalate the situation inside the pod. He was causing a disturbance, Owens said. An exchange of words began, and the end result of the deputy attacking the inmate, it was a clear violation of all the training and protocols and our policies. So pretty much, he was like how the officers there do, like you're in this pod area, they'll come in there and they'll call somebody's name. And then, you know, they might be calling their name, they'll be like, hurry up, whatever. And you like, man, fuck you, shut the fuck up. Or, you know, somebody else might say some shit. And then you're like, man, goddamn, say something else, I do blah, 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 blah. Nigga might still talk some shit. Okay, yeah, you might not like that they talking shit, but you just can't go and beat that man's ass. You're an officer. So pretty much he went and beat the man's ass. People probably seen it, and he probably thought he was going to get away with it, but hell, with all the attention on what's going on right now, somebody got to start doing the right thing, or the whole house going to burn down.
Was trying to get to another part of the jail. The deputy recruit was moving the detained individual in an attempt to de-escalate the situation inside of the pod. He was causing a disturbance, Sheriff Owens said. An exchange of words began. And the end result was the deputy of our training. But this is so timely.
Excuse me, y'all. So,
those rights were violated. They were violated by another deputy. That deputy was working for a sheriff that did not play it. Remember, there was no 1 year, 2 year investigation. There was no, well, let's see what the cop constitutional check with anybody. The sheriff said Brown had just finished training and was on a probationary period of employment at the jail before becoming a full-fledged deputy. Owen said the victim, who was in jail on drug trafficking charges, had superficial injuries and was taken to the hospital as a precaution. All right? They did the right thing here. Now, we quickly review the evidence.
So, they reviewed the evidence, presented towards us, decided to relieve the recruit immediately of his job. He told news reporters, following the beating and murder of Tyree Nichols and Memphis Cobb, DA applaud the sheriff's office for moving so quickly on Brown's termination and arrest. We will hold a law enforcement accountable when they do wrong. So, like I said, because of the Tyree Nichols situation, they're being more aware. Now, I guess we could give them a E for effort, you know what I'm saying, on that. And hopefully that continues. Hopefully it becomes a trend. Not saying you got to treat these dudes like saints or whatever, but the way that, you know, the way that police brutality is getting out of hand, it has to be a light shine on it.
This is what the DA says. We quickly reviewed the evidence and presented toward us and decided to relieve the recruiter. The DA applauded the sheriff's office of justice. They're not on the side of a particular. So he applauded the sheriff's office for moving so quickly on Brown's termination. We will hold Lynn Brooks sheriff because now I got to prosecute somebody because we don't tolerate out of control lawmen in our county.
Okay, so I think that's about it of that. But salute to that sheriff, man, you know, moving swiftly. And that's kind of what I'm saying of, you know, pretty much the point I've been making about, you know, my take on how this, the prevention of a lot of these police brutalities and things that's going on, because a lot of these people are showing signs early in their career that what they're doing, they're not fit for. The problem is the people that are covering up for them and letting them get a pass, because y'all know a lot of times it be that brotherhood, oh, they cousins, they, you know, uncles and all that stuff. A lot of police forces, they be having brothers and cousins and all that part of the force. So, and this is, and that was a prime example of if they would have did that same thing with that officer, they would have known, you know, they could have avoided what was going on. And I'll show you an example of how they still are doing things like that. And you gotta die to get any kind of real justice when even when these people do wrong, they right. Watch this.
Chief of police under investigation in a neighboring community.
Chief Sean Wright has been cited for an assault on a man at a gym in Webster. He remains on active duty.
The alleged victim speaking only to ABC 13's Brooke Taylor. She is live with what he's saying. Brooke?
Mel and Eric, the victim, just left here a little while ago where we spoke to him outside this gym. This is where he says it happened. He didn't know it was the chief at the time, but says he followed him outside, pinned him against his car, and wouldn't let him go. The chief, he says, has since called him, left him messages, but he doesn't want an apology. He wants accountability and wants him to be treated as any other citizen.
So as y'all can hear, this is a young man. I think he's like 18 years old. They said he was young. He's in the gym. He sees this big black dude, you know, in the locker room. The man keep looking at him. He don't know what the man looking at him for. So they're leaving the gym, and this dude come pin him up on the car, talking about he stole something from him. Now, I don't give a damn who you are. Are you a police officer or you a chief? Whatever you are in society, legally that's wrong. If somebody was to call the police on you and report that you just did this to them, that would be an assault. And then they can sue you for, you know what I'm saying, damages or whatever. That's just the American way. But let's see how it is when it comes to a police chief. Now remember, these police chiefs, just like the lady that had those special task force, she is the chief. So you're in control of others. You're in command of others. So if you're not even disciplined of yourself to be able to do that, why would you discipline somebody else for some kind of excessive force? If you're a chief and you have others under you, and you don't even have the temperament, how would you even deal with somebody that does have that would violate somebody's right? You ain't gonna punish them. Because you done did it. We seen the officer the other day that I showed on my live that grabbed the young lady by her neck. His own officer. He was the police chief. He has a unit. His unit has several females. She stopped them from going overboard on abusing a guy that they was arrested, and he grabbed her by the neck. He didn't get charged with assault. He resigned. That way he can go to another police force and do the same damn thing. Instead of be charged with the assault. Charged with the violation of the oath. And this is why they can continue doing that over and over and over again. Look, Coco DeVille.
Seabrook Police Chief Sean White, who's been with the department for 28 years, now at the center of an investigation, accused of assaulting a 19-year-old outside the gym. The teen who wants to...
Okay, I knew it was young, yeah. He's 19 years old. I have a 20-year-old son. So, yeah, I'm going to feel some type of way. You running up on my son all kind of way, but you're a police officer. So I know I can't come and just attack you because I'm going to go to jail. If I run up on you, jack you up, if I got a bigger dude than you, and I can find a bigger dude than you, and I can have him run up on you and jack you up, or if I find your kid and I go run up on your kid and go jack him up, I'm going to be charged with assault, or whoever runs up on him is going to be charged with assault.
Stay anonymous out of fear of retaliation, speaking only to ABC 13. He says he was finishing a workout at Fitness Connection when he noticed someone in the locker room staring at him. He later followed him out to his car.
Say, hey, what's up, man? And then he started walking over even faster and said, where's my f***ing bag? You took my f***ing bag. Give me my f***ing bag. He pushed me and pulled me completely out of the car and pushed me against the back of it and held me against the car and kept yelling the whole time.
So he pulled this man out of his car. Pushing this man in and out of his car. Ain't that some kind of like kidnapping or false imprisonment or something like that? They would have all kind of charges for me if I did that. Especially to a little white boy. Man, please.
You have my bag, and I'm thinking, I told him, I don't have your bag, quit touching me, leave me alone, I don't have your bag. And he just kept pushing me by my chest. He wouldn't let me, and I said, I'm gonna call the police, I'm trying to call the police. And he said, I'm gonna call the cops. And I said, please call the cops, please. That's what
Seabrook police confirmed that man involved was their very own chief.
He said, I'm a cop, you're not going to be in any trouble. And I said, you're a cop and you're assaulting me. Quit touching me. Like, leave me alone. Quit touching me. I told him over and over and over again.
That's when the teens...
So he's talking about he gonna call the cop, knowing damn well you a cop. Been a cop for 20 years. Where is that integrity?
Says White started opening up his truck, looking through his belongings, only to realize he didn't have it.
As soon as he opened the trunk, he looked in it, and his head went back, and it was like a moment of, oh my God. Like a realization, his bag wasn't in my car.
He later saw them walk outside the gym with a bag in hand. The teen believes he got special privileges given his position.
Told me, this is really embarrassing for the chief of police. I want to press assault charges. But as soon as they found the bag, it was like, okay, we're leaving. And I felt helpless.
So after all that, this man found his own bag, and all of a sudden, you just walk off like you did, man. You excuse this man of stealing your bag. You and jacked this young boy up, done pulled him out of his car like a police officer and all that. You held this man against his will. And that's violating the oath. Salute D-Wash. That's violating the oath. I'm sorry. I know you had a 20-year career or whatever, and usually what they'll do around for stuff like that, they'll force you to retire. So you still get your pension and all that, this and that, this and that. And I ain't trying to get like, oh, we should take all college jobs. It's a hard job and all that. Well, we have a hard job of living. And when y'all get in the way of our living sometimes, and when we catch a speeding ticket or whatever, and we do something stupid, like jump on somebody and get on probation and all that stuff like that, and we can't get top jobs, we can't get government jobs, yeah, you got to deal with the same stuff we got to deal with. Sorry. That's just how we feel as a taxpaying citizen.
You know, it felt like these people were supposed to be there and to be on my side. That's what I felt like.
Court records show Chief Wright has been cited for assault. The city manager says they're aware and not making comment, calling it a personal.
So he's already been charged with assault. He is assaulting somebody else, and he still managed to be the chief.
Matter. Wright has not returned our calls or emails and wasn't in the office today. But still, the city says he's on active duty.
And that's what I'm saying. A lot of these chiefs, a lot of these police officers that do certain type of stuff, all they got to do is go over to the next city to another shady ass cop that's, in control. Of course you want your shady ass around. Now you ain't gonna say nothing. You don't have no damn more. They got a job for you. It's amazing.
And I did speak with the Webster police chief, who is adamant that they treated this investigation like any other investigation and that Chief Wright was not treated special. I asked whether he's spoken to Chief Wright, and he says that they have, because he says they are in neighboring cities, they do business together. I specifically said, did you talk about this incident? And he would not answer that question, saying it isn't.
And there we go. No, he ain't getting no special treatment. Hey, anything happened to him? Nah, ain't nothing happened to him. Shit, he thought the motherfucker stole his bag. He the chief. He pulled that man out of his car. He treated him like a police officer. You can't treat people like that as a citizen. If that man want to press charges, you already admit that you did it. But if I was an old boy, I would just take me a little, I'll take me a little lawsuit, and I'll keep it moving. He's talking about he's hiding, he don't want to put his face up for fear of retaliation. Bruh, it's only one person that did that shit. You think that man don't know who the fuck you is? He the chief of police. And this young dude, he don't let this news station play him like that. Cause he ain't gonna get no justice. I do, man. You better take your little bag, my guy. Just move on. But like I say, unchecked behavior. And as you can see here on this next one, we have another guy that was claiming that he was beaten by that same Scorpion Unit 3 before Tyree Nichols died. So you got so many people coming forth now, you know what I'm saying, talking about the same people. And then you'll have these folks say, well, we ain't have no idea. We ain't have no idea.
Was stopped by MPD's Scorpion unit. And just 3 days before, another young man, 22-year-old Montarius Harris, says he too was beaten by the same 5 officers charged in Tyree's death.
He sent me a clip of Tyree like when he was in the hospital, and it had all the officers down there. So I was reading it, and I was like, these are the same officers that beat me up.
January 4th, 3 days before Tyree Nichols was stopped by Memphis Police Scorpion Unit and beaten, 22-year-old Montarius Harris was waiting for his cousin outside an apartment building on Outland Road.
That's when, like, masked guys with masks and hoodies on, they came out of, like, nowhere, just asking me to get out the car.
Montarius says the men came around a corner and did not identify themselves, so he thought he was being robbed. He backed his vehicle up, hitting an object behind him. Shortly after, Montarius noticed an officer.
See, the way Memphis set up right now, it's almost hard to tell somebody not to have a firearm. Because you don't know if you're going to get robbed, shot. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just the way that they acting like, I don't know. But from the news,
officer's vest with gun magazines clipped to it and believed he was a form of authority. That's when he got out his car.
I like put my hands up and I walked towards him and I was like, what's going on? You know, and he grabbed me, hit me a couple times. The other guys, they closed in on me.
Montarius says one officer slammed his head in the concrete. He says it wasn't until he called for his cousin and neighbors came outside that police stopped beating him.
I was scared.
You see? Sometimes you gotta call out. People gotta scream and yell for help. Cause these folks want to beat their ass in the dark. Not one time have they said what they pulling the man up for. Now they could have been investigating something. He might not have been totally innocent. But if you're gonna grab the man up, put him in handcuffs. What the ass was this for? You gonna grab me, put me in handcuffs, sit me down, do all that bullshit that y'all like to do? I can understand that part. That's your job. But at least get your intel. But y'all just be goddamn running up on people. I ain't did a damn thing.
Here, like, I didn't know what to expect. After they had already had me detained and stuff, they kept saying how they wanted to air my car out. And one officer was laughing at the other officer. He was like, oh, you got your red beam on. And he was like, yeah, I was ready to, shoot him.
An officer in a marked vehicle arrived and took Montarius to 201 Poplar. A nurse there requested Montarius go to the hospital. He was taken to Regional 1 and released a few hours later back into police custody. The police report says Montarius violated a number of laws, including evading arrest, possession of a controlled substance, and convicted felon with possession of handgun. But a federal lawsuit filed on his behalf states that the gun was not Montarius and belonged to his cousin. While in jail, Montarius' mother called Spence Partners Law, and days later, they learned the officers charged in Nichols' death are the same names of the officers listed in the police report for Montarius.
We found it.
Now, that could have been coincidental. Lucky him. That's lucky him, but everybody wouldn't have the money to fight this case the way he's fighting it right about now. Obviously, he did have some things in his car or whatever, so they didn't run up on him. They didn't have probably no reason to run up on him. But I think that's where a lot of their success is coming from. If y'all seen the video I did last night when we played the success of the video where they were talking about how many guns they took off the street within that year that they've been operating with. Those are the type of tactics that they were using. They just come out of nowhere, run up on your ass, look for a reason to search you, and most likely you got a gun on you because hell, everybody out here killing. Why wouldn't you have a gun on you? So, whether you might be just a hard-working dude like myself, but shit, you still probably, a lot of guys, they still probably got to stay in the local, a crime-ridden neighborhood. Shit, you ain't rich. So it still might be crime around you, even though you're doing the right thing. But you still want to have your protection. You don't want to be caught in no bad situation. And they definitely took advantage of that. But this man had the he definitely had the receipt. As far as when they did handle him, y'all don't have to whoop somebody's ass to arrest him. That's the point right there. It's one thing just to arrest them, but once you start beating up on a person and using a excessive force, arrest me, you give me all these charges. Okay, what about you not upholding your oath? Why don't you be accountable for what you did, but then the arrest? Because, like you say, if you continue to do that, you're gonna kill somebody, just like you just did.
The lawsuit, because we believe that we can prove that there's a policy and custom in the MPD in the manner in which they violate the rights of young black men like Montarius.
You asked so that young black man, the white dude looking like, oh, yeah, I guess you're gonna use that. Yeah, never be home without that. I try to walk in faith, man, but geez Louise. But that's almost like being in a whole nother hell, though. So, this is the last thing I'm going to cover right here. Now, this is of the chief officer, Sherilyn C.J. Davis. And reminding y'all that she is the chief officer of the Memphis police, that the Red Dog Special Task Force that was in Atlanta that ended up killing the old lady, 92-year-old lady in her bed, raiding the wrong house. Oh, they didn't give a damn about that. She was covering up for an officer that she had who had pornographic pictures of middle school girls. She was on trial for it. She was trying to cover up for it. It was a scandal. They suspended her, and then they gave her little, they reinstated her. That's the only thing they cared about, the image of it. But they waited for it to blow over, and they gave her back her bag, unchecked. Only thing that stopped them is when they went into that the gay club and violated all those people's rights, and that's when they had to break up that Red Dog unit. When they went into that club and violated those people's rights. So all those other violations that they did, they was all right with it. If she went on to North Carolina and tried to redeem herself, talking about police reform and all that, and that's cool. And maybe she did have good intentions after all that. Now she ended up in Memphis. Now you wonder how she manages to just keep jobs and keeping her face clean like this and all that. Where she get these tactics from that she's bringing these certain kind of people that are using these tactics. And shout out to this YouTuber, CD Hip Hop. Y'all sub up to it if you enjoy this. A little bit of this. I'm gonna play that explains who trained Cheryl C.J. Davis.
them folks are from the country that you see highlighted right here on this article. Now, if you're new to this channel, you probably don't know who them folks are, but as you can see right here, as I have highlighted, them folks are from the country that you see highlighted right here on this article. We don't typically say their name here. We refer to them as them folks. And just as a quick heads up, this entire video is going to be heavily codified because YouTube's AI system is always listening, looking for a reason to ding your videos. So to discuss today's topic, I'm going to have to articulate myself in a heavily codified manner. So as usual, I will refer to the people that Kanye West has issues with as them folks. The country that they say that they are from, I will refer to as Abraham or Abrahamic. And as it pertains to the original occupants of that land, I will refer to them as just that, the original occupants of that land. So now let's get into today's information. This article comes from The Intercept and it's titled, Memphis Police Chief Trained with Abrahamic Security Forces. The death of 29-year-old Tyree Nichols at the hands of Memphis police officers last month once again ignited outrage over the violent, militarized nature of U.S. law enforcement and placed scrutiny on the police department's bloated budgets. Among the objections to policing that are being reviewed are criticisms of a controversial series of trainings and exchange programs for U.S. police in Abraham. Scores of American law enforcement known for systemically abusing the human rights of the original occupants of that land. Some of the Memphis Police Department's top brass, including current Chief Serlin Davis, participated in the programs. Davis, who previously helmed the police department of Durham, North Carolina, completed a leadership program with the Abrahamic National Police in 2013. While an officer...
Now, in case it's going too fast, y'all, you know, what he's saying is 2013 is when she completed a program in the Durham, North Carolina area with what he would call Abrahamic. Well, like, y'all heard the coding. I just want y'all to listen close to that.
Of that land. Some of the Memphis Police Department's top brass, including current Chief Serlin Davis, participated in the programs. Davis, who previously helmed the police department of Durham, North Carolina, completed a leadership program with the Abrahamic National Police in 2013. While an officer with Atlanta Police Department, Davis also established an international exchange program with Abrahamic Police and coordinated department leaders' delegations to Abraham, according to an old resume. We know without a shadow of a doubt that what takes place during U.S. Abrahamic police exchanges does nothing to keep our communities safe. Aaron Afraidy, Director of Campaigns and Partnerships for the progressive group, Them Folks, Voice of Peace. And just to clarify, because I am using codified language and that might have sounded a little truncated, that individual is one of Them Folks, but he has a progressive organization called Them Folks, Voice for Peace, where he speaks out against the negative things that his people do in his community here in America as well as abroad. So now let's carry on, and this is a direct quote that I'm going to get into next by this individual. And I quote, "But the exchanges refine and enhance the militarization rooted in American policing with Abrahamic tactics and technology of occupation and apartheid that were being tested on the original occupants of that land on a daily basis." By the time she became...
Now, if you think about what goes on in other countries, the policing, especially in certain times, you know, you can understand where this is going. People keep asking, what kind of tactics are they learning? It's a reason that she's a woman in charge of tactical teams in police as a chief. And keep getting jobs even though all these scandals are all around her.
Chief of Durham, Davis seemed to have changed her tune on such programs. The apparent coolness on the police-Abrahamic relationships came following pressure from local activists and the national campaign to end U.S. Abrahamic police exchanges. In 2018, Durham became the first city in the U.S. to ban police training and exchanges involving the Abrahamic military. At the time, Davis wrote in a memo that she had no intentions to participate or initiate an exchange with Abraham, which prompted 2 Abrahamic volunteer police officers to sue her and the Durham Police Department for discrimination. A spokesperson for the Memphis Police Department did not immediately respond to a request to explain the chief's changed position.
Now, see, that would be something that nobody wouldn't notice. You're like,
On the exchange with Abraham. Now, I want you all to pay attention to how we're starting to see a pattern develop with Miss Carolyn Davis. Now, while she was with Atlanta PD, she was a member and led one of the Red Dog units. The Red Dog units, as we all know, was an oppressive unit that existed in Atlanta that terrorized the Black community over there in Atlanta. As we've discussed in the past, these special units, like the Scorpion unit in Memphis or the Red Dogs in Atlanta, these are units that were put in place to root out violent crime and drug dealers in high crime areas. But what happens with them is that they often turn into rogue police units that are like wild dogs off a leash, barking and biting everyone that comes in their path. And it's not until they maul someone to death that all of a sudden now the owner wants to put the unit or the dog in this metaphor down. And as we come back to Carolyn Davis, we see this pattern with her where while she was on Atlanta PD, she got caught up in a child porn, C-O-R-N, a child pornography scandal to which she...
There it is. There it is, y'all. He in line. Salute, Tom, boy. I appreciate it. There it is. Ain't nobody lying on them. Everybody ain't lying on them. But they already knew all this stuff. That's the thing about it. Instead, nobody will do nothing until somebody got to die. Somebody got to die. And like the great big and small song goes, you're nobody till somebody kills you.
Was fired from Atlanta PD, but then reinstated. And then after reinstatement, she continued to lead one of the Red Dog units over there. Then after she retires from Atlanta PD, in an effort to cover up her tracks concerning all of the baggage that she was bringing with her from the Atlanta PD, she then turns around and...
Now y'all hear that? She was under investigation. She didn't get fired. She didn't get charged with violating the oath. She got reinstated. She got reinstated just so she can retire. Now, if you're retiring, why would you go to, if you're retired, why would you go to another city to go work? Because you're supposed to not want to work no more, right? You go straight to Durham, North Carolina. Trying to act like you're working, but you really was doing that training with them folks. Yeah. You're really going to do that training with them folks. Because you were supposed to be in jail for interfering with an investigation. You're supposed to be violated for your oath. And that's why I say unchecked behavior. This are ways that this man could have still been alive. Because behind every one of these police murders or anything, there's a line of people that already had a line of questionable things that they've been doing that went unchecked. Rarely you gonna run into one of that don't already have a line of stuff that just didn't go unchecked.
Becomes the model progressive police chief in Durham, North Carolina, where she's all about police reform. Now, while in Durham, North Carolina, she revamps her image by pretending to be this progressive police chief and doing a handful of reforms like the one we just read now, where she apparently banned all U.S. police training with them folks. But then after cleaning up her image, she then becomes the police chief of the Memphis Police Department and then immediately creates another Red Dog-esque unit, now known as the Scorpion unit, and incorporates all of the training that she received from them folks that come from the land of Abraham. Wink, wink. You all.
Nah, that makes more sense. Because those tactics that they were using, we know those tactics are dangerous. Y'all running out on folks like that. Yeah, somebody gonna start shooting. Y'all waiting to do something to them.
I'll know what I mean. And then once again, as predicted, when the wild dog mauls someone to death, in this particular case, Tyre Nichols, what does she do? She immediately, in an effort to cover up her own tracks and to cover up her own past, becomes the model progressive police chief who immediately disbands the Scorpion unit and is tough on cops, immediately condemning the 5 officers who beat Tyre Nichols to death. Now,
she cutthroat. She cutthroat. If I was a police officer, I would be looking at her so cutthroat. I'd be like, oh man, now come on now, you know what we doing. And she gonna throw your ass to the shark. We ain't taking no more dives for y'all weapons. But still, hey, as long as she do the job of firing all them, I can see her resigning right now and wouldn't have a problem with it. Even if she stays. As long as she ain't got no more of those watchdog shit. But it's kind of hard to police without them. I ain't gonna lie. You ain't gonna be able to get into those streets with just no bubble top. You gotta have those in special those jump out for us. I ain't gonna lie. They'll be in trouble if they ain't got no jump out for us. But the ass whoopings gotta stop. You can do the jump out boy stuff without the ass whooping, without all the extra ass whooping. That's all I'm saying.
Of you may be thinking to yourself, well, what's the problem with that? When an issue arises, she takes care of the issue immediately. And that sounds good on the surface, but you have to look at the pattern of her being reactionary. It's never until someone gets mauled to death or almost beaten to death that now all of a sudden you're all about reform. She is never proactive, only reactive. And she is only...
And I'm going to stop it right there. I think we pretty much got to the point of what I was trying to expose of her. I don't think there's much more he's gonna say that's gonna make anything else besides her training and her unchecked behavior over time. And salute to this dude for making this video, man. It was a very good breakdown. I think the rest of it is kind of just continuous, but I just wanted that kind of information. But I did check on a couple other sources, and he's telling us that it's teen hip hop. So y'all, that's what we got for this. I can't make this stuff up. Because it's real stuff, man. It's real news. It doesn't matter what it is that you look at. Now there is something else that I did want to talk about, but I ain't gonna do it in this live. I might have another live, real short live or whatever it is. Or I might just chop it up. But the trial of XXX Testosterone. I think I said that right. The guys that robbed and killed him a couple of years back, he was an up and coming rapper. He had a little beef when it came to with Drake and the Migos. I remember the Migos jumped him one time. You know, he was one of those rappers that was very influential on the younger youth. But a lot of that stuff is coming out in this trial. And there's a very battle-teaching moment that I kind of want to go over with one of the guys that was on the stand today. And so I think I don't know, I might just make a video and upload it and, do it from there. So y'all look out for it. If I go live, y'all pull up, but I might just, make a premiere. And y'all can still pull up. I don't know yet. This is going in Memphis. She's from the island. But salute to everybody, man. Y'all have a good night. I see y'all the next show. Salute Roy H, Andrea Smith, Big Red Jew, God Forgive, Douglas Cook, David Johnson, Love Lace, Miss J. Salute Tomboy 89. Appreciate you, kid. Salute Anton Stevenson. Salute Pinky Pete. D. Cant, D. Wash. Salute Carl Belton. Coca DeVille. Salute Marty Smith. Dr. D. Tiffany Renee. One Life. Steady Grinding. My Opinion 2.0. Boss Man. Yeah. Dr. Candy Lady Ricardo. Respect. Salute. Savage Reaction. Salute. Iceberg Thought. Salute. Twisted T. Douglas Cook. Lisa Hickman. Salute. Spread the word. 27 Darren. Tiffany Renee. Lola A. Empathy. One True Emperor. Too Big for Skinny Jeans. Salute. Anybody that pulled up over the night, salute. I'm about to get about y'all area, man. Let y'all move around. Y'all look for me. Make sure you hit your notification bell. I ain't click it back. So y'all see y'all's videos when they pop up, man. And I'm gonna get up out of here.